Hello, and welcome to our Lorwyn Eclipsed Commander deck reveal and card showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Weeks, and today we're going to be looking at a lot of Magic cards. We're going to be showing off the full deck list for both Commander precons and some cards from the main set that we know that Commander players are going to want to see. But before we get into the cards, let's meet our esteemed guests.
Hello, it's me at CGB, CovertGoBlue, the one in Best of One. I like to play Magic the Gathering Arena and Brawl and Commander on YouTube, and I like to see new cards.
Hey everyone, I'm Ellie Rice. I'm a game designer with Wizards of the Coast. I designed the Miss Bubbleflower deck in Bloomborough Commander and Amanatu in Duskmorn, and I designed the two decks you're going to see today.
Hello, I'm Jarvis Johnson. I make videos on YouTube about the internet, but in my free time, I like to lose to Rachel Weeks in Magic the Gathering. So I'm excited to be here.
To lose at Magic?
Actually, to look at some new cards.
Hi everyone, I'm Eilidh Lonie, or alias V, you may have known me as once upon a time. I'm a commentator for Magic the Gathering at the Pro Tour, the World Championship, and I also have a Commander show on YouTube called Elder Dragon Hijinks that I do with Olivia Gobert-Hicks.
All right, let's kick things off with the 5-color Dance of the Elements precon and the face commander, Ashling the Limitless. Ashling the Limitless is a 3-mana elemental with a 5-color identity. It gives your elemental spells Evoke and creates a temporary token copy of elementals you sacrifice. Then you have the option of keeping that token if you're able to pay all 5 colors.
It's pretty busted. We got to play with it a little bit before we started. Turns out Evoke 4 for 7 or 8 drops is pretty good.
I've seen things with value. I've done things for value, but doubling up on the enters triggers from the Evoke elementals, felt a little jealous.
So Ellie, tell us what you were thinking about when you designed Ashling.
I wanted to do 2 things. The first one was to really call back to original Lorwyn and call back to the weird creature types, the weird art, all that kind of stuff. But specifically, I really wanted to highlight Evoke and put all the massive elementals under one very strong umbrella.
Something that's really easy to miss about this commander is it also fixes you for your 5-color elementals, right? As long as you have red to get Ashling onto the board, you can cast basically any of the elementals from your hand, double up on the ETBs, and get some value out of them, which is great for precon.
Yeah.
So what exactly is an elemental? Does anyone know?
Well, a manifestation
Of stuff and things.
of stuff and things.
Right.
It does seem like it is a bit of a mystery.
It is a bit of a mystery.
Perhaps a massive mystery, like the backup commander?
Yes.
Let's meet the backup.
Yeah.
Massive Mysteries is a 5/5 elemental that costs 1 mana of each color to cast. At the beginning of each of your combats, it gives another elemental you control Myriad.
This looks like it's answering the question, what is an elemental?
It does look like it's you know.
Obviously, Myriad is an attacking mechanic, and I'm sure that you like that, Aiden.
Oh, yes.
But it also doubles down once again on those elemental ETBs that they're so known for.
Yeah.
Mole Drifter here draws how many cards?
I hope you like math problems because this feels like one.
Yeah, if you have the face commander in play, you can evoke the Mole Drifter, draw 2 cards. You get the token copy, you draw 2 more cards. You attack with the hasty token, so you draw 2, 4, 6, 8 cards in a turn.
Beautiful.
I've died and gone to Evoke Heaven. Yeah, this is all I need. That's all I need.
All right. We're gonna move on to the next group of cards. And this one is a cycle. It's a cycle of giant encore elementals. Let's take a look at the first one, which we'll use sort of as a template. Belonging is a powerful elemental that creates 3 changeling tokens when it enters. If it ends up in your graveyard, you can get even more value with Encore, an ability that creates a hasty but temporary token of it for each opponent left in the game. Talk about an army in a can.
Yeah, I mean, sure, the face commander makes it go away at the end if you can't pay Wooburg, but anything with an enters effect that leaves stuff behind, that is such good value. I mean, heck, even this in a tokens deck is just Christmas for those players, so.
Not to mention, Encore is a token for each opponent. So now we're multiplying this. If you're playing in a 4-player game, that's 3. So each of these abilities multiplied by 3 is a lot.
It's a big swing. All right, well, that was the first in the cycle, but there are 4 others. Let's take a look. 4 more elemental incarnations complete this Encore cycle. There's Subterfuge, whose enters trigger gives a creature flying and has you draw cards when it gets through in combat. Lamentation's trigger can destroy any target creature while also padding your life total. Impulsivity lets you cast an instant or sorcery from any graveyard for free. And Jubilation gives your entire board +2/+2 and trample.
I mean, if you want to get a game over and done with Jubilation, you are singing my song there, friends. Jeez.
So this is a new mechanic for elementals. We've seen Evoke on elementals before, but not with Encore. Why did you decide to go with this one for this cycle?
Yeah, I think it's really important that cards in Commander precons feel like Commander cards, and one of the best ways to do that is to put Commander mechanics on them. So I really wanted this cycle to both call back to what was cool about original Lorwyn, but then also really stand in the format on their own. So
I will say that having played just a little bit with these Encore elementals, the feeling of a few of them just sitting in a graveyard, lying in wait for their Encore, it gives me a feeling other than belonging, I'll tell you that.
Well, we've got a lot of exciting other cards in this deck. I want to move on to the next one because it's honestly one of my favorites. It is Springleaf Parade. Springleaf Parade is a potentially explosive enchantment, creating as many changeling tokens as you can afford, while also turning all your creature tokens into mana dorks.
I love the art on this. Look how cute it is.
So cute!
I'm banging those Springleaf drums.
I want to highlight how powerful this card is, because this is make X Birds of Paradise, right? They don't fly, but like basically.
Yeah. These are changelings, so they go with any creature type that your deck can produce on top of that.
Any token deck, any typal deck, this is a slam dunk.
yeah, the card is very flexible early and really great late. Like if you don't have a lot to do with your mana, well, just dump it in and make a lot of 1/1s. And then maybe get back Jubilation from the graveyard. I'm not telling you how to live your life.
True. This is a huge ramp piece to get back your Encore stuff. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
With that, I think it is time that we can move on to the next card. Let's talk about Elemental Spectacle. Elemental Spectacle is a sorcery that rewards you for building a colorful board by creating an army of 5/5s.
All right, who wants to bet how many 5/5s you make on average?
I unfortunately cannot take part in this bet.
Yeah, you know the answer.
But I can tell you who wins the bet.
Oh, okay.
2, 3 on average.
Yeah, I mean, I would tend to agree 3 on average, but I feel good with 2.
I'm a Commander player. I make 5 every day.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Oh, my.
Maybe I made that up. But hey, with Massive Mysteries, that's 5 colors right there. Just
that's
have
true.
the backup and then bam, 5.
I used to have to pull things together with an Avenger of Zendikar to get this kind of power.
Yeah.
Right.
This is very exciting.
I mean, if you made a bunch of tokens before you cast this, like, you're gaining so much life.
The thing with this card is with 5 color commanders, they can be really tough to cast. So just having a card that rewards you for committing to your 5 color commander or just 5 color permanent just felt like a good feel for the deck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with abilities like Vivid in the deck, of course, you know that you're going to need to make a lot of different colored mana, so you need a very strong mana base. And we do have some new lands in the deck. Let's check them out. Sodden Verdure and Rain-Slicked Copse continue to fill out cycles that are staples of Commander mana bases. Then, Abundant Countryside can help you cast any color of creature, or let you use extra mana to make a changeling token. So 2 of these are cycles that we've recognized before. Very exciting.
Yeah, so we are continuing the cycle of Bicycle lands and Tango lands, trying to boost Commander precon mana bases just a little bit.
Thank you.
Huge, huge, huge.
Yes.
One other thing I love about these lands is they're fetchable because they have types on them, so it just makes mana bases so much smoother.
I'm like a dog. I love to fetch.
You like shuffling? Ugh.
And then we also have a new special land, my Abundant
With
Countryside.
the cutest art.
So cute.
My favorite art in the whole suite of products here.
I mean, not to mention, this is a pretty powerful card in any sort of typal deck. Having a land that can just spit out more of the thing your whole deck cares about.
Oh yeah, your worst nightmare is not having some of the creatures that you need for your deck to function, just building it into the mana base, making sure that you can make the most adorable Eldrazi you've ever seen.
I know people personally who would have laid down arms if Eldrazi's just looked like cute little...
Yeah, guilty.
All right, next up we are previewing 3 new cards that are in this deck, but they're also from the main set. Let's take a look. Flamebraider is a 2-mana creature that lets you ramp into higher cost elementals fast while also fixing your colors. Then there's Eclipsed Flamekin that lets you dig for lands and elemental cards from the top of your deck. And Shimmer Creep drains your opponent's life based on the number of colors you've assembled on your board.
So my eyes immediately are drawn to Flame Braider, bit of a callback to Smoke Braider, and these elementals, they tend to come with expensive price tags, so being able to tap for 2 mana seems like a good deal to me.
Yeah, so for me, I want to see a lot more mana producing red creatures, and they can tend to produce a burst of mana. So it just felt like the perfect fit for a 5-color deck.
Yeah.
I really like Eclipsed Flamekin in this deck. I think being able to like evoke this and get 2 copies, draw 2 cards, seems pretty good.
I also want to call out, this doesn't say basic island or
That is
basic
correct.
mountain, so it'll get the lands that we just looked at.
Let's talk about this sheep spider, Shimmer Creep. This is pretty sweet, and it looks like it can be a win con in the deck, and it doesn't even involve you attacking.
As somebody who doesn't always like to attack, this calls to me. Reminds me of a card. I might be talking about someone named Gary.
Oh, I know that guy.
You've met Gary. I think we have to name this one. Larry? I'm feeling Larry.
You're feeling,
I'm feeling
Larry. Yeah.
Scary.
I don't know. I would be
Scary
calling it scary. So those are all of the new cards in the deck, but there are also some sweet reprints to look forward as well. We're going to highlight a couple here, but we're going to show all of them at the end of the video, so stick around if you want to see more. Timeless Lotus is getting its first reprint ever. This 5-mana rock can tap to provide 1 mana of each color. Endurance and Fury also return with new Lorwyn-themed art. These elementals can be evoked by exiling cards from your hand rather than spending mana.
Beautiful new art, right?
Yeah, they're great.
Oh yeah.
Those are triggers that you're pretty happy to double.
It might cause fury.
Yeah.
One thing to point out about Ashling is that their evoke cost is exiling a red card, exiling a green card. That may be hard to do in a 5-color deck, so having Ashling's evoke for 4 gives you some more flexibility with casting these guys.
And if you have the Timeless Lotus, you literally aren't restricted on mana. Like that's mana fixing and basically doubles mana on the spot.
And it allows you to keep those tokens from Ashling.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, those are all the cards we're going to show off right at this very moment, but I want to talk about how the deck plays. You've had experience playing this deck, Eilidh.
Yeah.
What do you think about this set?
This deck is really, really cool. Like, I was doing dumb Ashling things, and I was identified as the problem very early on. I felt powerful. I felt like I was doing things I shouldn't be doing.
Funny part to me is she was sitting next to me and she's like, better do something about Ash. Better do something.
I'm like, hey, you got 30 seconds. You better figure it out.
In your testing, Ellie, like, what is the general vibe for the deck? Are you always killed first?
Not always. It depends. So I think the deck can play very explosively. I think protecting and keeping Ashling is really important to the flow of the deck working really well. And I wanted players picking up elementals for the first time to slam my big monster and win with it and feel excited by combat again. And that's really kind of what it's about.
It also has a really beautiful curve. Cast Ashling on 3, evoke on 4, recast Ashling after the and the story goes on.
All right, that was the Dance of the Elements deck. We're going to move on to the next one. It's a little grimier, a little spookier. It's Blight Curse. Let's start with the face commander, Anti-Ool Curse Wretch. Anti-Ool Curse Wretch gives value as -1/-1 counters hit the board. When they land on your creatures, you get to draw cards. And when they go on your opponent's creatures, those players lose life.
Auntie.
Oh, give me a kiss for Auntie.
I am so excited to talk about this deck. I think people have been asking for a -1/-1 counters deck in Jund.
This is a very cool commander that you got some first-hand experience with, Jarvis. What do you think
yes.
about Auntie?
I think Auntie is my favorite Auntie. I'll just say that. All my aunties log off. I'm going to say some stuff you don't want to hear. She is just so much value. I found myself discarding a lot of cards because I was drawing so much. It was an embarrassment of riches. And it really does just pay off everything this deck wants to be doing.
I really like the push and pull of this deck because I think when you have a -1/-1 counter deck, the temptation is to remove your opponent's stuff over and over and over again. But Anti-Ool is a little bit of incentive to put that on your own things to draw some cards and put it on your opponent's stuff to close the game out. I like that it does both.
Pretty nasty.
This might be my favorite goblin. I'm not ready to make a full announcement, but we're getting there.
I really feel like I've achieved things here.
Well, Anti-Ool is pretty pretty sweet, but this deck also comes with a backup commander. Let's talk about this one. It's the Reaper, King No More. The Reaper, King No More is a 3/3 scarecrow that can steal your opponent's creatures when they die with -1/-1 counters on them. And to make sure that happens, it doles out 2 counters when it enters.
I'm going to get a little lore here. So scarecrows come from tree folks.
What? Like
Right
in the
here.
way that sticks come from trees? From reaping them?
From reaping them. indeed.
Cool.
Yes. And so I was just like, oh, this is perfect. This puts -1/-1 counters on your opponent's creatures, and it turns them into like the scarecrow.
One thing about Auntie Ool is that she doesn't have an enabler built in, whereas his enters trigger does start throwing around some -1/-1 counters. And I think it's super cool because now it's a potential thing I can steal. That seems very powerful.
Well, I know people have been looking for support for -1 counters for a
Yes.
very long time. They also got a lot of new cards in the deck, so let's look at some of the cards in the 99, starting with my favorite and the weirdest, the Oft-Nabbed Goat. Oft-Nabbed Goat is a 0/5 creature that players can steal for value, but when they do, it gains a -1/-1 counter. Then, if it dies with those counters on it, the goat's owner can reap huge rewards.
I love this goat! When we saw this card, I was just like, who doesn't want a mace-wielding goat in their life?
Yeah.
For the low price of just 1 mana, you can have it! And the payoff for the owner is pretty incredible, and probably why you drew so many cards.
Well, first, I just want to speak to the trust issues this goat might have. I found everyone obsessed with stealing the goat.
Yeah.
It says draw a card.
Yeah.
You pay
one
the
mana.
1 and you draw the card.
And so your opponents may be so caught up in the value of drawing cards. Maybe you know people like that.
Yeah.
And then you still draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
And in our case, it died and I had the Reaper King No More. So I was able to reanimate my own goat back to my board.
Perma-goat.
And thus it went back around for another time. So
Kidnapping never ends.
it's off-nabbed for a reason.
Truly one of the best hug and slug cards
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I've seen.
Very fun.
at the same time.
Awesome.
All right, let's move on to the next group of cards. All of these are going to put -1 counters on creatures. Sinister Gnarlbark is a 3-mana tree folk that gives card draw on your end step at the cost of blighting a creature. Dreadtiller is a scarecrow that watches for blighted creatures to die, letting you recur lands when they do. And Village Pillagers is a 5-mana goblin that puts a -1/-1 counter on each of your opponent's creatures thanks to Wither. Then you'll start pillaging treasures as creatures with counters die. Eilidh, you said that Village Pillagers really jumped out to you.
Yeah, this card is so cool. Now, Wither is another way to put -1/-1 counters on things every time you deal damage. And it just so happens that when this guy enters, he just deals 1 damage to everything.
So
this card
good.
So much. And it's a goblin, so you know.
And he does a little more.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't
And then there's more after that.
Tell us
I
about the
don't
rest of
care
it.
about that. I'm just like, woo, counters. But yeah, treasures as well.
Yeah, if those creatures happen to die, then this will also get you tapped treasure tokens.
Ellie.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this about the card.
Tell me
That
more.
last paragraph there doesn't say -1/-1 counters. It can be any counter. Could be
Oh.
flying. Could be first strike.
You're so right. As the person who put the text on the card, I did not see that. I was so blinded by the
I can't
synergy.
reach you, but
Yeah.
high five for that. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I love this card.
No,
It's
you're
so
exactly
cool.
right. This works with any type of counter.
And it's not a legend. So if you make copies of this, you would get multiple treasures then when things die.
I'm just
so much
imagining
potential.
somebody who's really excited about resolving their belonging and thinking about like all these new 1/1 tokens that they have.
Look at my little baby.
And then their next opponent is like, all right, I'll just go home.
I do want to draw attention to this other one. Sinister Gnarlbark is very serious in this deck. If you have Auntie Ool on the battlefield, you draw 2 cards on your end step. That's very
You are speaking my language, Rachel.
It's so scary.
Phyrexian Arena is a card that people still get very excited about. You have to wait until your next upkeep, you have to pay a life, and then you get to draw a card. With Sinister Gnarlbark, you get that card on the end step, and it synergizes with the rest of what your deck wants to do. So it's often more than just drawing a card.
There is a bit of a cool combo going on between Village Pillagers and the other card, Dreadtiller.
Yeah.
Here, would you like some ramp?
Yes, so many ways to just
more ramp.
ramp with things dying to -1/-1 counters.
Card draw, ramp, global disruption. All of it utilizing what the deck wants to do. -1/-1 counters like its own special resource. It's really exciting.
All right, so those are all the cards that put counters on stuff. This next group of cards that we're going to talk about benefit from those counters. Let's get into it. Wickersmith's Tools is a 3-mana rock that charges up as you dish out -1/-1 counters. Later, it can be sacrificed for an army of scarecrows. Fairfor Young Yu is a legendary treefolk who brings along a sapperling swarm and can double counters on creatures. Then, Eventide's Shadow lets you remove as many counters as you'd like from permanents on everyone's boards to draw that many cards, but also lose that much life.
This card blows my mind. So, of course, you're already distributing -1/-1 counters, and you can remove them from your permanents to make them stronger, and you're drawing cards for all of this. But what if you happen to play against a Super Friends player?
Oh, Planeswalkers.
In exchange for all the time they've taken from you reading loyalty abilities, you take all the loyalty counters off of their board in one card and draw that many cards.
I know what I'm playing against you next.
This card pays you off for doing what the deck really wants you to do, and then your creatures are much bigger and everybody's opponents are smaller. But really, I just wanted to give you a way to draw a messed up number of cards. I won't lie about it.
I appreciate you so much right now. I feel seen.
I want to call out Wickersmith's Tools as something that might on the surface not look super exciting because, hey, it's like a 3-mana mana rock, but at the end it has this ability to create an army of scarecrows.
So the deck is often destroying its own small creatures, and this was just another way to get the -1/-1 counters player to be able to end the game.
Cool.
Let's talk about this last card, though, because I think there's a lot of flexibility here in a -1/-1 counter deck or in a +1/+1 counter deck. Let's talk about Fairfor. What do you think about this one, Jarvis?
So you can really set up some wild turns with this. You've got counters everywhere. You're waiting for the right time to do things. Oh, before I make everyone else's stuff die, I'm going to cash that in for a bunch of sapling tokens. I'm building a wide board all of a sudden by doing this relatively controlling playstyle throughout the game.
You know what else is cool about this card? Is if your opponent is doing a better job of putting counters on things than you are, you just get to target them. It's pretty neat.
Something I noticed about this card was if you give it haste, you can double the counters before the ETB results, which is kind of fun.
Yes, the double ability is really fun. I can attest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Being a proper Jund deck, this also has a fair amount of graveyard recursion in it. Let's talk about some new cards in that category. Aberrant Return is a 6-mana sorcery that gets you the 3 best creatures from among everyone's graveyards, but each comes back with a -1 counter. Grave Venerations is a life-draining enchantment that also introduces the Monarch and can return creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Then, Puka's Covenant is a 3-mana enchantment that lets you recur permanent cards as your creatures with counters on them die.
Oh, I like Grave Venerations. As you are putting -1/-1 counters on your own things, a lot of creatures die. So just having ways to get them back, get a little bit of value, and introduce that Monarch to get the combat rolling. It's kind of several cards in one.
One of my favorite things about it is that it triggers on your end step. So you can take the Monarch and then get that benefit. So I like that immediate payoff.
We like instant gratification.
Very excited.
Yes.
Eilidh, which one are you most excited about?
I love Aberrant Return. You just pick 3 of the best things in all of the graveyards and stick a -1 counter on it and profit. It's pretty gross and very powerful.
I also wanted to mention the cards that care about -1/-1 counters will trigger off of this. So it's gonna synergize with Auntie Ool.
Definitely will.
My favorite family member.
Wow. Let's talk about Puka's Covenant. What was your inspiration here, Ellie?
It's definitely something the deck really wants because it's constantly consuming its own resources. It needs a lot of ways to kind of come back from the dead, so to speak. And it was another opportunity to give a little bit of something to non-1/-1 counter decks as well.
And in its fail case, you can get back a fetch land.
Yeah.
And just get a little bit of value that way. But there are several cards in this deck that you want to pile up the counters on. So don't underestimate how big of a permanent you might be able to get with this.
Absolutely. And finally, there are a couple cards from the main set in this precon that haven't been showed off yet. So we're going to take a look at those. Burning Curiosity is an impulse draw spell that digs deeper if you're willing to blight a creature. Then there's Lasting Tarfire, an enchantment that can burn your opponents at everyone's end steps, if you've put a counter on a creature that turn.
Burn is not usually my jam, but when it comes with 3 cards, I can be convinced. So by doing the thing your deck already wants to do with the Blight one, you get to see a 3rd card. And with the commanders of your deck, you can also get additional value because of that. And I will say, as a common, this is a very exciting main set card.
Eilidh, you said this Tarfire one stuck out to you.
I mean, I like hitting people in the face, so sue me. If you have ways to put on a counter at instant speed, then I don't picture a game going extremely long. I'll just put it that way.
All right, so those are all of the new cards that are going to be in this pre-con, but there are, of course, a lot of reprints in the deck. We're going to show all of them at the end of the video, or you can check it out in the show notes below. We're going to talk about some of the highlights right now. Necroskitter is a staple of -1/-1 counter decks that returns with new Lorwyn art. Tree of Perdition brings along a powerful life-swapping ability, and it can hold a lot of -1/-1 counters. And Fire Covenant is a potential one-sided board wipe that debuted way back in Ice Age.
So I am a huge Fire Covenant fan. So finding a way to sneak it in the pre-con, well, I guess I should say I definitely didn't sneak it in so much as ham-fisted over bodies.
This is the first non-secret lair reprint
Yes.
of this card since Ice Age.
And it's a humble uncommon. How strong could it be?
Very,
Yeah.
very strong.
It's a very strong card.
Would you like to kill the whole board?
Oh, wow.
I love seeing cards from the past get like updated art. It's very exciting. Same thing with like Necroskitter.
Huge, yeah.
Love that card. It's a perfect card for this. So
Yeah, it's reminiscent of the backup commander, of course.
Right.
indeed, indeed.
I am personally very happy about Tree of Perdition. Would you like a great place to store all your -1/-1
Yes.
counters and then just get your opponent to 1 life at instant speed?
It's so strong.
It's so strong in
It's
this
so
deck.
strong.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Being able to make that toughness smaller and reduce people's life totals even more. I think
beautiful.
this is a very sneaky piece of tech in the deck.
Yeah.
It's very
Take
fun.
that life gain, Dex.
Yeah.
It's just another way that this deck is able to profit off of -1/-1 counters on yourself. I just love synergy, and I see that happening right now.
We've talked about a lot of synergy already with these individual cards, but I do want to talk about this deck in a more general sense. How do you think it plays? How does it feel? I think you have the most experience playing this deck, Ellie. Tell us a little bit about it.
I would say this deck is often winning through attrition. It's much more of a control deck. I think niche strategies that like -1/-1 counters go undersupported because they're hard to use. We don't get to go back to them that often. But when they build themselves into this engine, like that to me is very exciting to do. And that's really what it does. It pays you off for putting counters on your things. But really the whole point is build yourself this puzzle and go crazy.
CGB, you're a resident control player. Any thoughts on how to play this deck well?
So one thing I really like about this is that you get to really plan things out without drawing the aggro from the entire table right away by making what seem like small moves that pay off in big ways. And those are the things that I enjoy in a game of Commander.
Hell yeah.
I felt like playing this deck was so fun. It was just like, what pieces do I need to develop in what order to make the things I want to happen? And it didn't feel like I was working on a linear game plan, which is the type of like rewarding gameplay I want from my Commander decks. And I'm not joking, I am buying it the second it comes out.
Same.
All right, well, that is it for the Commander precons, but the video isn't over yet. We have a few more cards from the main set that we know that Commander players are going to be excited about. These first two are typal cards that both have Convoke, and they're going to be powerful in their own ways. Bloodline Bidding is an 8-mana sorcery with Convoke. It lets you return all creature cards of a type of your choice from the graveyard to the battlefield. And Collective Inferno is a damage-doubling enchantment for any one creature type that you can also play out early with Convoke.
Can we just talk about the art for Bloodline Bidding first?
Ugh, gnarly. Are they rats? No, they're pigs.
That is very disturbing. It's so good. It's so
Wait, one of them looks like a dragon.
What?
Well, I
On
guess
the left-hand side? Maybe.
you pick your creature type, right?
It's like a Rorschach test.
Yeah.
What do you see?
It's a potluck.
Yeah.
You know?
A potluck is crazy.
This is a super popular effect among Commander players, right? We've got a couple cards that have done this in the past, but not quite this effectively, and they're usually not one-sided.
And because you can get the cost reduction because of Convoke as well, like this is really, really good.
So something neat about this card is you can use the creatures that you have on the battlefield to pay for that Convoke cost, sacrifice them all, put them all in the graveyard for value, and bring them all back to the battlefield. It seems nasty.
Do you want to lose to Rachel again? That seems like a good way to do it.
I mean, speaking of losing, this other card will get you dead fast.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Collective Inferno, again, another Convoke spell, and cares about typals, so goblins. Every single bit of damage is doubled. So if you get your village pillagers in, all of a sudden I'm putting double the counters on things.
Yeah, I just think mono red, which I know CGB loves.
This is going so well.
Yeah.
I mean, something that's cool about this card is I could absolutely see it going in decks that are just really built around the damage their commander does.
Yeah.
That Convoke means that this is some of the most efficient damage doubling that we have in the format.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, the next card we're going to talk about is a part of a cycle that you've seen the beginning of, and it's going to continue today. Let's talk about Wistfulness. Wistfulness is an elemental with Evoke. Spending green on it lets you exile an artifact or enchantment, while spending blue gives card advantage. And if you pay the full mana cost, you can get both, along with a huge 6/5 body.
I think it's cool when creatures do stuff that spells do.
I like a good enters effect, okay? Especially if you could double it somehow and having alternate options at different parts of the game, like that's super sweet.
And this card works really well with the commander deck because you can pay 4 to evoke it, which means you get the green and the blue effect.
Yeah. Although the copy that ends up being made will not have those effects because you didn't spend mana for that copy, the fact that this does synergize, at least on the front half, still makes them really worthwhile to play together.
Yeah. And the copy would still be a 6/5. So
Oh yeah, it's still a
That
6/5
still
with
hurts.
haste.
I'm looking forward to the arena auto tapper accidentally invoking this out doing nothing and then me crying.
Congratulations, you have 6/5
No,
and
stop. Why'd you
dies.
do that? Just kidding.
Well, we're almost finished, but it wouldn't be a good commander video if we didn't show off some new legendary creatures from the main set. Let's check out Grub Storied Matriarch. Grub Storied Matriarch is a 2/1 with Menace, who rescues a goblin from the graveyard when she enters. Then you can pay to transform her into Grub Notorious Auntie. Whenever this side of Grub attacks, you can blight another creature to get a tapped and attacking copy of it.
You want to say anything about this, Auntie?
Yeah.
Okay, not my favorite relative ever. Sorry, Grub.
So this is from a cycle of legends that have the front side being the Lorwyn side, the back side being the Shadowmoor side. And this one's really interesting because it's got an ETB on the front side, and then on the back side, it can keep using this ability until you need to get a goblin back from your graveyard.
I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Say it.
I don't want to very much,
You
but
do.
I have to. Okay. You've made me a Goblins player. So I want value, and I'll take it in a Goblins form. I'll put it that way.
Bravo. It's only taken you, how many years have you played Magic?
Oh, we don't want to talk about that. 28.
Wow.
So the last new card we're going to talk about today is a big one. It's an old fan favorite. Welcome back, Doran. This one is Doran Besieged by Time. Doran Besieged by Time is back as a 4-mana 0/5 that both reduces the cost of your high toughness creatures and powers them up in combat by the difference between their power and toughness. Look at him, he's never looked better. This art is incredible.
The art's amazing. Both of the versions are so
the
good.
frame on the borderless is just wow.
I mean, I love playing Toughness Matters decks. So seeing Doran come back and just imagining him in a deck with himself, you know, so Duran, you know, I don't know, maybe that could be a big hit. One hit wonder, maybe.
It's definitely a big hit. This thing also doubles toughnesses, right?
Yeah.
So if this is a butt doubler, it's huge with celebrities these days.
Off the rails, we've gone.
Okay, so I was doing a few calculations. I noticed that X is the difference between its power and toughness, and it doesn't say which needs to be bigger. So you could have a 6-1 or a 1-6, and this works all the same.
That's true. Doran's getting feisty.
Yeah.
Doesn't just care about toughness anymore.
He's been working out.
Yeah. Time is giving him a lot of wisdom.
Okay, that's gonna do it for this preview video. Thanks for hanging out with us as we go through all of those Commander cards. Stick around until the end to see the rest of the deck list from both of those precons. And if you want to pre-order any of the precons we talked about today, head over to the Lorwyn Eclipsed product page. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my amazing panelists. You all were wonderful. And we've got more preview videos coming out this week, so make sure you stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.
Lorwyn Eclipsed. In stores January 23rd.